Hi everyone, it's me, Terry Nazon. And of course, these are the weekly horoscopes for November 20th through November 27th for the sign of Libra and of course, Libra rising. And of course, this week is a stellar week. I always say that. We've got some ingresses, meaning sign changes. And of course, Neptune goes direct, which is a big move for an outer planet. First of all, the week starts out with your ruling planet, the sign of Venus. So of course, it's in her detriment in your solar second house of money. Ouch. That can make you a little tight, a little selfish, a little concerned with spending. Never on yourself, though, but just for others. And of course, Venus is sextiling Pluto. And this could bring money from family members through property matters, and of course maybe even you could gain through property matters or gain somehow through family, close associates. This is also helps you to dig a little deep emotionally, which isn't something that Libra necessarily likes to do. Because the planet Pluto is in your solar fourth house, though, you have maybe had some instances where you've had to feel something very deep. And so this Venus sextiles Pluto, maybe again it brings up some deep feelings, some deep emotions. Remember, you're an air sign. You're the sign of Libra. Superficial is the way to go here. But now and lately, since Pluto's been in your fourth house, you've had to dig a little deep in the emotional area. Things have tugged at your heart, your emotions. Tears have come down your face. And of course, things have hurt a little bit. Mars, of course, is in its detriment in your solar first house. So we have to be careful about not tripping over things, of course, and not saying or doing the wrong thing. Now, why do I say that? Because the sun is making a big move this week. The sun is moving into the sign of Sagittarius, your solar third house. And of course, here's where you can be overconfident. Here's where you can say things, of course, the usual culprits, gossiping or putting your foot in your mouth or promising something that you later think about that you don't want to do, which is a big Libra thing to do. So we want to be very careful. The sun is entering the sign of Sagittarius, and of course, honesty, your own honesty is what matters most, right? So it could bring short trips. It could bring instances where you could gossip. Now, we know that the planet Saturn has been here for 2 years. And so you've learned your lessons about gossiping, promising too much, phone calls, checking in on people, anything that has to do really with communications, short trips, thinking ideas, plans. The other thing I just want to mention, I'm diverting a little bit, is that we can always have an abundance of big ideas, big plans, big ideas. We can buy websites, we can buy domain names, we can have big plans for them. But it's not really sure that all those big ideas, those genius plans that seem stellar, are really going to come to fruition. So as the sun enters this area, maybe one of those ideas that you've had, maybe it really will come into fruition, since Mr. Miser, the planet Saturn, is leaving this area of your solar chart, your communications and ideas, genius ideas, that is, it's leaving here. So maybe now you're going to be more optimistic, more enthusiastic about some of those ideas that you've maybe shelved. So it's always a good idea to write some of those ideas down and save them for a later date when a transit passes. That's what I always say. And so we want to be really careful driving, because this is a solar third house. It does rule transportation. And Mercury is also here, and he just came in from being out of bounds. Maybe he's been working on some of those ideas and those genius plans that you've had. And maybe now it's time to put them into motion. We can expect that there's going to be a major change in your life as the planet Saturn is going to enter your fourth house. It's always a pivotal house and always means that a major change is coming up. Of course, the planet Neptune, as he resumes direct motion, brings back compassion, not just compassion, but our creativity and your ideas. But of course, you can be, how do I want to say this, pulled in many directions, I guess. Being an air sign, you are not used to the mutable energy of Sagittarius, Gemini, Pisces, Virgo, which loves to do about 20 things at once. And maybe you've had to do about 20 things at once. Maybe you've had to be in a job. Maybe there's just something underneath it all that is just keeping you from moving out on your own. And so with the planet Uranus climbing high in your chart, this may be where you're going. So we have lots of endings for the sign of Libra, but we also have some big ideas and big plans for the future. And so I always say, when you're thinking about doing something, flying solo, do it little bit by little bit. You don't have to leave your day job. Maybe you have 2 jobs. Maybe you do 2 things at once. And it seems like that for Libra.